You've probably heard one specific date whispered everywhere lately, and if your stomach has dropped even once wondering if it's meant for you, take a breath right now. Have you found yourself listening a little closer at the coffee shop? Or maybe even nervously checking your bank app a few times this week? A neighbor might have asked you, or you saw the buzz online, talk of a bigger Social Security payment landing in January on a particular day. That sliver of doubt, that moment of wondering, is this mine to claim? You are far from the only one feeling it. So many people are hearing this same rumor right now. A special January deposit, a so-called first wave, one date repeated like a mantra, and whispers of a little extra cash. Before that concern can take root, let me be completely clear. There is no deadline. There is no secret list. This isn't a promotion where the early bird gets the worm. You don't need to sign anything. You don't need to call anyone. And if your money doesn't show up on the exact same day as someone else's, it doesn't signal a problem. Your Social Security schedule is personal to you. It's reliable, and it's functioning exactly as planned. I've sat with countless people over the years in living rooms and on calls where these fears swirl faster than the truth. And here's the heart of it. Financial anxiety often springs not from a lack of funds, but from a lack of clarity. When the picture is fuzzy, our minds paint it with worry. Today, we're wiping that canvas clean. In this straightforward report, we're dismantling exactly what's going on with January's payments. What this January 14th talk is truly about, who qualifies for that date and who absolutely does not, the reason some checks appear fatter, where that boost comes from, and what, if anything, you must do to get it. Spoiler alert. For the overwhelming majority, the answer is a resounding nothing. Your payment arrives on its own. Your raise is already baked in. The machine is humming along just fine. Let's dive headfirst into the core of the confusion, because this is where panic likes to hatch. You've likely encountered the term first wave of Social Security payments. It pops up in articles, videos, and forum posts, and it carries a weight that feels formal. It feels pressing. It creates the impression that if you're not in this wave, you've somehow been left behind. But let's set the record straight. First wave is not language the Social Security Administration uses. You won't find it in any official letter from them. It's not listed as a category on their website. It's simply a shorthand people invented to describe the earliest payment date in a given month for a specific set of folks. That's all there is to it. It does not imply importance. It doesn't mean a reward. It isn't an additional payment. And it certainly doesn't equal a larger monthly amount. Here's the crucial takeaway you should hold on to. The date your money lands has zero connection to the sum you receive. Schedule and size are separate matters. Every single person who is eligible gets the identical percentage cost of living increase. The dollar figure looks different because everyone's starting benefit is unique. Your starting amount is calculated from your lifetime earnings, your work record, and the age you began claiming. So, if your deposit comes on January 14th, you are not receiving a single penny more than the person paid on the 21st or the 28th. And if yours comes later, you are not getting shortchanged. You are simply on a different timetable. Now let's unpack how that timetable actually functions, because once you see the blueprint, the fog lifts. Social Security doesn't distribute every single payment on one chaotic day. Can you imagine tens of millions of transactions hitting the banking network simultaneously? It would cause gridlock, slow everything to a crawl, and invite mistakes. So instead, deposits are staggered throughout the month in a logical, orderly fashion. Your specific payday is decided by two factors, and only two. First, the numerical day of your birth. Second, whether you began receiving your benefits before or after the month of May in 1997. That is the complete list. Not your benefit total, not where you live, not your current age. Just those two rules. And once your date is established, it generally remains fixed each month. This is why some individuals can say with certainty, "I'm always paid on the second Wednesday," or "Mine lands on the third Wednesday without fail." Let's zoom in on January specifically because there are 4 primary Social Security paydays, and every recipient belongs to one of these 4 clusters. Group 1 receives payment on January 3rd. This is the earliest date in the month, and it covers two types of recipients. First, individuals who started getting Social Security before May of 1997. This is frequently referred to as the legacy schedule. If you've been a beneficiary since the 90s or prior, you likely fall here. For this group, your payment doesn't adhere to the Wednesday birthday schedule in the same manner. It's generally paid on the third of the month or the first weekday after the third if it lands on a weekend or holiday. Second, people who get both Social Security and Supplemental Security Income, or SSI, are also typically paid early in the month to align with SSI's schedule. If you're in this January 3rd cluster, your money probably already hit your account on, or just after January 3rd. If that's you, then the whole conversation about the 14th, 21st, and 28th simply doesn't pertain to your payment rhythm. Group 2 is scheduled for January 14th. This is the date causing all the buzz, but it only applies if two conditions are met simultaneously. 1. The day number you were born on falls within the first 10 days of any month. The actual month doesn't matter, only the number. 2. You began receiving Social Security after May of 1997. If both boxes are checked, then yes, January 14th, the second Wednesday of the month, is your slated payday. And no, you don't need to lift a finger to trigger it. There's no form to submit. There's no special hotline. The system sends it automatically. Group 3 is slated for January 21st. That's the third Wednesday. This cluster includes people with birthdays falling between the 11th and the 20th of any month, who also started benefits after May 1997. If that's you, your payment is on the calendar for January 21st, not the 14th and not the 28th. And let me reiterate, that is not a holdup. It is your standard routine schedule. Group 4 gets paid on January 28th. That's the fourth Wednesday. This final group is for those born from the 21st through the 31st of a month, who began receiving benefits after May 1997. So, if your birthday is on the 23rd, the 29th, or the 31st, this is almost certainly your group. Your payment arrives on the fourth Wednesday, which in January is the 28th. That's the full calendar. 4 dates, 4 groups, no mixing, no special treatment, no puzzle to solve. Therefore, if January 14th passes and your deposit isn't there, the most probable reason is straightforward. You aren't in the January 14th group. You're either scheduled for the 21st, the 28th, or you already got yours on the 3rd. Now let's discuss why many January checks appear a bit heftier than December's. That uptick is the yearly cost of living adjustment, known as COLA. COLA exists to help benefits stay in step with climbing everyday expenses. Think food, utilities, fuel, and medical care. Each year, Social Security examines inflation metrics, including the Consumer Price Index. If living costs have risen, benefits are bumped up by a set percentage to shield your buying power. For 2025, the COLA is set at 2.5%. That percentage applies to every single person receiving Social Security, retirement, disability, and survivor benefits alike. But the actual cash increase will vary based on your individual starting benefit. For instance, if your monthly benefit was about $1,500, a 2.5% raise translates to roughly $37 or $38 more each month. If you were receiving around $2,000, the increase could be near $50 monthly. If your benefit was approximately $2,500, you might see an extra $62 or $63. And yes, these increases accumulate over a full year. $40 a month becomes about $480 annually. $50 a month turns into roughly $600. Here's a nuance that trips people up every single year, so pay close attention. The total benefit amount you're owed is not always identical to the final sum deposited into your bank. The most common reason for this difference? Medicare Part B. A huge number of seniors have their Medicare Part B premium automatically withdrawn from their Social Security payment every month. This is for simplicity, so you don't have to manage a separate bill. For 2025, the standard Medicare Part B premium is $185 each month. That charge is usually taken out before your payment is sent to your account. So even though your gross Social Security benefit rises thanks to the 2.5% COLA, The net increase you actually see in your bank might look smaller after Medicare takes its share. Sometimes the deposit might only seem a tiny bit larger, and in occasional situations it could appear nearly the same or even a touch lower, depending on your deductions and benefit size. This doesn't instantly mean Social Security eared. It often means the standard deductions are operating precisely as they were designed to. If you want a complete itemized statement showing your gross benefit, your Medicare deduction, and any other holds, you can look at your My Social Security account on the official SSA website, or review the benefit notice you got in late fall. Let's get another thing crystal clear, because this is where nerves really fray. Who will not be paid on January 14th? If your birthday lands between the 11th and 20th and you started benefits after May 1997, your date is January 21st. If you were born between the 21st and 31st and started after May 1997, your date is January 28th. If you began receiving benefits before May 1997, your payment was scheduled for January 3rd. And if you get both Social Security and SSI, your Social Security payment was also set for January 3rd. Every one of these dates is normal. Everyone is correct. None suggest you were overlooked. None indicate you are late. So, what steps should you follow if your expected payday comes and you genuinely do not see the funds? Here is a calm, step-by-step guide. Step 1. Verify your group. Confirm your birth date number and confirm whether you started benefits pre- or post-May 1997. Many people discover right here that they were anticipating the wrong Wednesday entirely. Step 2. Scrutinize your bank account. Deposits can be labeled in various ways, like U.S. Treasuries or Treasury debt. Also consider timing. Some banks post deposits at opening, others later in the day. Step 3. If it's still missing, the general advice is to allow up to 3 full business days after your scheduled date before doing anything else. Processing delays in the banking system do occur, particularly around the new year. Most of the time, the payment shows up within that 72-hour window. Only after that period should you consider reaching out to Social Security directly via their official national phone number or your local office. And when folks do call, the resolution is often simple. A bank account update that didn't go through, an address change that needs confirming, or a minor administrative flag that can be quickly removed. Now let's spend a moment debunking a few myths that travel at lightning speed online. Myth 1. People paid earlier receive more money. False. Payment timing is unrelated to benefit amount. Myth 2. You have to apply for the COLA increase. False. COLA is applied automatically for all recipients. Myth 3. There's a hidden bonus or stimulus check tied to January. False. There is no extra payment beyond your normal monthly benefit plus the COLA. And since scams love to multiply during these periods of confusion, here's a vital warning. Social Security will never call, text, or email you out of the blue demanding personal info, bank details, your Social Security number, or passwords. They will never threaten to cut off your benefits unless you act this instant. They will never ask you to pay a fee to unlock your increase. If any contact feels high pressure, menacing, or suspiciously generous, do not interact. Don't click any links. Don't share any data. Go directly to the official SSA website or use the verified phone number you already have. Let's conclude with a clear recap you can remember. If you started benefits before May 1997, or you received both Social Security and SSI, your payment was slated for January 3rd. If you started after May 1997 and your birthday is between the 1st and 10th, your payment is scheduled for January 14th. If you started after May 1997 and your birthday is between the 11th and 20th, your payment is scheduled for January 21st. If you started after May 1997 and your birthday is between the 21st and 31st, your payment is scheduled for January 28th. Your January check looks a little bigger because of the 2.5% COLA for 2025, and that boost happens automatically. And if your deposit doesn't seem as large as you calculated, recall Medicare Part B. The standard 2025 premium is $185 monthly, and it's usually deducted before you ever see the money. Here's the overarching truth. This is not a competition. It is not arbitrary. It does not mean anyone is getting an unfair deal. Social Security operates on a consistent, predictable schedule that's been in place for decades. The framework is built for reliability, and for most people, it performs exactly as intended. If you've ever felt that knot of anxiety while waiting for a deposit, I truly hope this has loosened it. You are not late. You are not missing a thing. You haven't made an error. Your payment is calendared according to transparent rules. Your raise is already included and you can navigate this month with full assurance. And if you ever need to confirm anything, you can always visit the official SSA website, check your personal My Social Security account, or contact them through proper channels. You don't have to depend on whispers. You've got this, and your finances are on track. If this breakdown brought you some peace of mind, would you do me a huge favor? Hit the like button for me. It truly helps support my channel, so we can keep making content that cuts through the confusion. Thank you for watching.